Is what I'm doing today going to get me to where I want to be tomorrow? Is this one hit me as I wrote it down? I know I need to do more and I need to be more specific and focused. So for the business, that's leads and offers. Being able to explain my value, explain my service, studying, research, creativity. And this is where the cross comes in between lifestyle design and the operations of the business. It's my creativity in my life, what gives me joy, what gives me happiness, my self-care, my habits. Travis Soderwell, it's Pure Sound Daily Business. Habits is what we're talking about today. Habits are really the other end of the spectrum when we talk about character. And that character is really the internal, the thought, the belief of who you are, what you're doing, what you're saying you're doing. And habits is what you're actually doing. Now, not for everything in life do you need to be doing something, but a lot of it is judged by what you're doing day in and day out. And we have two lives. Have an internal life, a mental life, an emotional life. And we have an external life. Knowing that our experiences and the routines. I wouldn't call routines experiences. I wouldn't call tasks experiences. We can make routines and tasks experiences. I think habits is kind of the bigger idea I'm using, but just regular behavior, routines, tasks. It's like these are just things, things we do day in, day out. To be a little crass, but I'm just thinking when, we go to the bathroom. It's not an experience. Maybe every once in a while it's an experience. But overall, these are just things we do day in and day out. Really count those as experiences. And when we either level up a task or a routine to an experience, now we're tying in to a bigger idea, a bigger concept. This is more what habits are. Day in, day out, systematic behavior. And the collection of them can be a collection of experiences, especially when, again, we tie in intent. As I said, this is where habits and character really come together. Who you say you are, and are you doing the things day in and day out that support that belief, that story, that narrative that you've given to yourself, that you've probably given to others. This is who I am. This is what I do. Another good check is if other people are saying that's who you are and that's what you do when we're talking about character. And when I was writing my notes down for this piece, and this is, let's say, the last piece of the puzzle to really bring everything together in my life, in my business. This is the beginning of the journey. And it hit me. I'm just like, man, this is what I've been struggling with. I would say with the business, we call this operations, just the operating of the business. Me being the leader, the creative head. How am I operating day in, day out? And a lot of it, most of it, has really come down to how I've designed my life. And making the tweaks, making the adjustments, the pivots, creating new habits, adjusting old habits to support the business, to support my joy, to support my happiness, to support my sanity. Now, there are things that I very naturally do, which is why I gravitated towards coaching. I naturally read a lot. I've naturally taken in a lot of information. I naturally try to tell people what they need to do to have a better life. To do this in a systematic way, day in, day out. I'm talking about building a skill. The research I need to do, the reading I need to do to continue to level up so I can be the best in the world at something. Now, for me, this ties in to my character, the business, what I do, career. I wouldn't say me personally, I don't really go with the thought of it is who I am. There is a piece of that, but I guess I wouldn't personally define myself as what I do. It's more like what I do is defined by me and who I am. But these are and right on the nose, I've talked about this plenty of times as an introvert. These are the introverted things I do. Very natural. Been doing it for years. The habit part was going into that this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do with intention. This is how I'm going to do it. Day in, day out. Week in, week out. The podcast, sometimes it flows. Simply, plainly, straightforward. Other times, it's a struggle to get the podcast recorded. Recently, it's been a struggle, but I've been busier as I move to create more for coaching specifically, and then actually coaching people. The level up with the podcast has kind of kept me centered. It's been a good habit. It also works on my communication, helps me work through my own system, my own thoughts, helps me work through the coaching material, and then adding the reels, the social media piece. And as of right now, is where I'm at when recording is I took a hiatus from the social media. I'm looking to redo some things. But it's like, okay, we got to get this going again. My habit was I'm going to do this every day. I'm like, okay, I thought about it. We're going to change it up. But done some thinking and haven't got back to doing. Because I can't do everything every single day. So that's a habit for me is I've had trouble with that. Of when I'm not doing something day in, day out. Let's just say simple. I mean, the first time I noticed it was with exercise. Like with the classic old school, exercise every other day. Or if you're going to exercise every day, you do arms one day, you do legs the other day, cardio another day. I'm just like, left to my own, these things will fall off eventually. I'm good at sticking with something I do day in, day out. So at this point, obviously I'm older. It's just simple things like with exercise. Day in, day out, I walk. Got the Apple Watch, hit my numbers. Hit my calorie, get my stands, get my standing in, get my workout, numbers in. In the future, as we continue to build this business, I'm like, okay, I'm not doing these things because I need a coach. This is what a coach is for. Some things I'm natural at, other things I'm not. Doesn't mean I don't have the drive, doesn't mean I don't have the will, doesn't mean I won't do the thing. I can be disciplined. Often people tell me, as an aside, you talk about personality type and introverted sensing being the functional energy of templates, the functional energy of routine, as we're talking, habits. And that once, which we call memory, once we get that ingrained in our memory, it's hard to get it out in the short run. In the long run, the memory function, that memory energy, will take on a lot. It does the most change. In the short run, though, it pushes back. So me, I'll jump on something fairly quick as far as mentally an idea, a thought. However, I may jump off of it. Same thing. That means if I'm jumping on something quick, I can jump off of something quick. So that's where the intention in having a coach to call me out and say, no, this is what we're doing again and again and again, and to push me. So that's what I'm here to do with you, to help you design your lifestyle for joy and happiness. Look into your habits. This goes into, as we were talking about, interests the other day. If there's something you're interested in, are you making that a habit in your life? Whether it's relaxing, or if it's a real interest of you find it relaxing, you enjoy it, this is something I may want to go deeper into. I think I watch streaming on YouTube and people breaking down movies. And I found shout outs to Patrick H. Willems. And he goes deep into movies, breaking them down. I just really enjoy his breakdown. And it's movies being an interest of mine, but I've lost interest over the years in Hollywood. And he's really helped me ignite that interest, that fun I have in movies. Now, I don't think this is old school or new school. I think it's just me and a preference is that movies and series, television shows, quote unquote, they're different for me, but there's something special about a movie. I don't think television shows, I don't think series are inherently better, because I don't think something longer is better. Pause. But he's really helped me get back into thinking about movies, watching movies. And that has led me into, understanding story more. I've been interested in stories. I've been a writer all my life, but never looked at story structure. And to go deeper into that interest. Now, by itself, this really doesn't have anything to do with the business. But as an INTJ and as an intuitive, I've been able to connect how my interests can go into the business to be better serve people, to really even be a main focus, a big idea, the vision of the business, right? How these things connect. This is what I'm able to do for myself. I'm able to do it for other people. I had an interest, movies, scripts, story. Now I help you understand your story so you can get on the path to where purpose can find you. Stay on the path of your purpose and continue to build a joyful and happy life. So, how are your habits? How is your environment? Is your environment and your habits supportive of your character, of your interests? And is your self-talk supporting it all? Travis Sotawell, it's Pure Sound Daily Business. Peace.